Coronation Street confirms concept in Eileen's Go Out storyline. George pops the query subsequent week. Coronation Street's Eileen Grimshaw gets a stunning marriage concept subsequent week simply as her son Jason makes his go back to Weatherfield. George Shuttleworth pops the query on the Rover's return. However, his romantic second is interrupted whilst Jason steps foot at the cobbles for the primary time in nearly a decade. Jason's homecoming could not come at a higher time, as Eileen faces Julie Carp's funeral accused of assisting her sister's death. Eileen's having a nightmare day whilst Jason beams into the Rovers like a ray of light clean off the aircraft from Thailand. Our Corrie supply explains. It occurs simply as George is confessing his desire to marry her. As the week begins, suspicion surrounding the position that Eileen performed in her sister's passing spirals after the painkillers located in Julie's gadget are discovered to be capsules prescribed for Eileen. Now no longer Julie. This information activates an risk-free commentary from Brian Packham, prompting livid Eileen to prohibit him from the funeral. Meanwhile, George is truly feeling sidelined and confides in Todd Grimshaw that, regardless of how difficult he tries, all he appears to do is annoy Eileen. So, consider his horror whilst the day of Julie's funeral dawns and Eileen accuses him of ruining the entire thing. Eileen is searching out a person guilty after it kicks off on the wake, explains our insider. She's given a letter written via way of means of Julie for Brian and the contents screen that Eileen is the simplest individual who stands to advantage from Julie's lifestyle's coverage policy. Eileen insists that she knew not anything approximately until after Julie's death. However, that does not prevent the gossips from installing their sense really well worth, especially whilst Tracy accuses Eileen of plotting Julie's death for the money. Heartbroken with the manner the day has unfolded, Eileen activates George. However, it's now no longer sufficient to make him need to surrender on her. As the mourners rejoice Julie via way of means of gambling her dream game, George tells Eileen that his dream is for them to tie the knot. The pub falls quiet, and the appearance on Eileen's face is a picture. She's now no longer prepared to cope with George's unexpected marriage concept, least of all after burying her sister. But then, as though a present from the heavens or possibly even Julie herself, Jason blesses his mum with the maximum fantastic surprise. He is home. Mother and son have stored in touch often over the years, of course, with Eileen frequently heading remote places to go to Jason. However, this time, his mum will argue that she's in no way been extra thrilled to look him. As George hovers for a solution to his very critical query, will the pleasure of seeing Jason overshadow the second? Or ought Eileen take the possibility to inform George how she certainly feels? Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.